really fly over it. Well, we can, but we won't see anything. The entire area is almost always shrouded in fog. But we're not just going to Heizhu Valley. We're going back in time. We're going back to the year 1949. So, in 1949 in China was not the best year if you weren't a communist, because that's when the People's Republic of China was taking over. And people who weren't communist were like, we got to get out of here. And especially if you were members of the army that was trying to defend the old order, you definitely needed to kick bricks, because they're coming after you. The previous government that was there before the People's Republic of China took over was the Kuomintang. The Kuomintang. So 30 soldiers of the previous government were like, we got to get out of here. Grab your guns, grab your ammo, grab your supplies. We got to leave, because these guys are winning the war. We're wearing the wrong uniforms. This is not going to end well for us. Well, where do you go on a hide? General? And the general goes, I know a place that we can hide. A place they won't look for us, and we'll figure it out. Pack up all their gear. They head for Heizhu Valley. They move through the black bamboo forest, one of the many notable sights in the area. The place is beautiful. It's lush. Mountains, valleys, waterfalls, full of endangered animals, endangered plants. Plants that have died off everywhere else in China still exist in this valley. And it has this constant rolling fog. The troops get ready. They're like, okay, let's go. They're not going to find us in here. They pass through Stone's Gate, which is a natural formation, disappear into the fog. But they weren't alone. 3 scouts for the People's Republic of China, their military. 3 scouts were following them. They wanted to know where they were going. They were going to hook up with a larger force. What was going on? 3 scouts go into the fog as well. Heizhu Valley, like I said, it's considered China's Bermuda, not just because of the mysteries the place holds, but for its beauty. It basically has almost no human interaction, so it's just nature unleashed in this area. There's a local tribe of people there that they believe that beyond Stone's Gate is where their people originated from. And now they live farther away from there. But they give tours in the area. You can go out to Heizhu Valley, walk through the black bamboo forest, all that stuff, and go through the tour pretty much everywhere you want. The tour guide will lead you. But once you get to Stone Gate, they go, tour's over. We're not going over there. We don't pass Stone's Gate. And you go, why not? And they go, well, for one, it's a sacred place to our people. It would be sacrilegious for us to do that. And 2, you're not going to come back. So tour's over. Tour's over. After those army troops went into the mist, and the scouts followed them, a few days later, one of the scouts comes out of the mist, finds a local village, passes out. When he comes to, he said he had a hard time remembering what happened in the mist, but as he comes to, he starts to get his memory back. He said that they all walked into the mist. Him and his 2 scouts were following the 30 troops. They all walked into the mist. He says, I started to feel this weird energy surround me. I started to get really dizzy, and I looked for my 2 compatriots. They were gone. All trace of them were gone. No footprints, no broken branches, nothing. They just disappeared. The 30 soldiers who walked into the valley, never seen again. Ever. In 1950, so a year later, after that, other people went in for numerous reasons, disappeared. 100 people in that year rumored to have disappeared. After that, I think after that, people got the message. People got the message, don't go over there. Because it wasn't until 1962 that a geologist team was sent in by the government to survey the area. One guy ends up coming out of the fog and says, listen, this is what happened. We walked in as a group into the mist, past Stone's Gate, and everyone lost track of everybody else. Nobody knew where other people were at, but the thing is, the geologist said there was also this weird side effect. He lost sense of time. He could no longer tell how long he was in the fog for. There was just no way for him to gauge that. And then he said he started to hear what he described as frightening sounds and hid until there was a break in the fog, and then he ran back out of Stone Gate. The rest of the geologist team, and they don't say how many people were there, but I figure maybe 3 to 5, never seen again. 1976, 3 members of a forest prospecting team says, you know what, all those people went missing, but we're forest prospectors. We're going to go in and find out what these trees are. Never seen again. There's been reports that planes have gone missing over it as well. I think that was kind of a retcon. I haven't been able to find anything to support that. One of the articles said that planes were missing. If they were, that wouldn't be too surprising. I don't think they're flying at 30,000 feet over the mountains. If the planes were flying too low, they're just going to get caught in the mist and they're going to crash. But you're definitely not getting rescued if you crash there. No one else is going to go in. So, the place you can go to, the guides won't take you past Stone's Gate. You can walk through it yourself. It's not restricted by the government or anything like that, but it's pretty ill-advised if you want to go there. So the question is what is going on at this valley? What is going on here? Some people say it's very explainable. You're just walking through a mountainous region. There's a lot of mist everywhere, and you naturally fall off of a mountain, or an animal gets you. You know, these creatures are living in the mist all the time. They've adapted to it. They know how to work in it. They're hunting you in the mist. They were born by the mist. They were shaped by it. You were merely adopted by it. So you don't have that natural instinct of mist-based combat. Some people think they're sinkholes. There's a bunch of sinkholes in the area, and so people walk in and fall in them. Now, my pushback to that is, I can understand if every so often a hiker went in there and went missing and disappeared. What sinkhole is going to fit 30 people? I mean, I can understand 30 people, those soldiers going in with weapons, and maybe a big angry panda bear taking out 2 or 3 of them, doing kung fu on them. But, come on. Like, I get that you always want to come up with natural explanations, like even I did previous. Like, I get that idea. But at a certain point, after you hit 100 people in a year, I don't think you could be like, I don't know, maybe 100 people are all just falling off the same mountain. A little ridiculous. So then you kind of do got to look at some of the weird stuff here. Now, there are some people who say that there is a mountain in the region that is shaped as a triangle, i.e. a pyramid, and this valley is on what's called a dead latitude, the same latitude as Bermuda Triangle and the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe could have something to do with that. It could be some sort of like geological thing, but I think for the most part, Bermuda Triangle has been fairly debunked at this point. They think it's just like huge storms that have come out of nowhere. They found those hexagonal clouds, those huge water spouts, and the fact that the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most widely used shipping areas, and boats and plane, ever since GPS stuff has come out and satellites and stuff like that, stuff doesn't really go missing in the Bermuda Triangle anymore. So that's kind of debunked. And it could just be the fog. You're walking through the fog. It's too thick to see. You get lost. You get disoriented. You could turn around. You could be walking in circles. You could think you're walking back to Stone's Gate and be walking deeper and deeper and deeper into this forest. That would be easy to test. You just tie a string to a tree outside the fog, a hardy string that can't be karate chopped by a panda, and you walk through the forest and eventually find your way out. But is there something else? I mean, the body count is awfully high for this area. Now again, maybe since we've had GPS, people aren't really disappearing in that area, but I can't really find any proof that people are still even going into that area. But what else could lie in that fog? Could it be the fog itself that isn't just obscuring your vision, but obscuring your sense of time and space? Is it possible when you walk through that fog, you're not just entering a valley, but you're entering some sort of portal? You're going somewhere else, so you would never be found. It's interesting because the locals believe that their race, their tribe, their ethnic group came from that area. And now you are disappearing in that area. Could there be some sort of opening? Imagine a world on the other side of that portal. Beautiful and lush and green. and all the beautiful species of plant life and animal life that are endangered here are plentiful there. A true Eden. In that other world were those original natives who crossed over into our world and settled here as well. It would be a place of pure beauty. And if you were a lost soldier looking for a place to hide from a brutal regime, you might not have found it in your native land of China. You may have found it in another world. That was a clip from our daily podcast, Dead Rabbit Radio. Dead Rabbit Radio is available anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It's daily paranormal, conspiracy, and true crime news. If you want to hear the full episode that this clip came from, check the link below. Please like and subscribe. And hit that little bell, too. That does some magical stuff. Thanks, guys.